Hello, hello, hello. What's good, everybody? It's Tuesday night, so you already know it's time to get into another one. And the man who's going down with us is the man who's got more reactions than Reebok, more faces than the House of Black and White. It's our one only Phantom Saint. How you doing tonight?
Hey, yo, Phantom DCA here, and I hope it's like green on your end because you're just buffing like crazy just then, DJ.
Oh man, I just looked. It just went down. Now it just went to another one. Yeah, hey, I don't know why. It always starts like that. And then like midway through it'll catch through. I hate that. That's so crazy. But
Well,
hopefully
gotta buy better internet.
yeah, I know, right? Yeah, Lord. At the end of the line or something, somebody's taking it up. What's good, Celebrity Bikini? I see you out there. 1-2 David Adams. What's good? What's good? Oh man, it's time to get into some Invincible. Gonna go ahead and get into another one, episodes 5 and 6, and the first one is episode 5 called "That Actually Hurt." This week opens up with a callback with one of the city's big bads, Titan, and he's like he breaks into the rivals gang HQ and shows just how unstoppable he really is. And they kind of snagged this character straight out of Luke Cage, didn't they? A gangster with a heart.
Pretty much. That was literally what I was thinking when I was seeing this. I'm like, this day reminds me of Luke Cage. The only difference is he don't have like a wife and kid.
Right, exactly. And Luke Cage wasn't exactly a gangster; like he's just a man trying to make his. But yeah, basically all his powers and everything, basically straight out of Luke Cage. Even the way he got mad about after his clothes got all shot up after it was all done. Like, yeah, that seems straight out of Luke Cage. But he was nice enough to let that last little dipshit warn of the others. And that kid was pointing a shotgun at him. And he's like, don't be stupid. And then the kid got stupid and fired. And he still let him go. I would have smacked the shit out of that little bastard if he fired on me like that. After you were giving him a chance, I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
That was just insanity. But Invincible's kind of letting his Virtumite take control, and he's battling the same bad guy from before, and the villain tries like putting his hands up to surrender, but Invincible still gave him like one more punch in the face. Like, is that trait gonna get worse as he gets older? That Virtumite like just wanting to punish people?
I hope not. Maybe again, with him, he's like half human, half Ultramite, so maybe he'll balance each other out. If not, screwed. Cecil, kill him.
Because that wasn't very hero like when the guy's like, okay, I give up, and boom, he's like, nope, forget that give up. I'm gonna give you one more. I was like, oh, that's not very hero like. But then we switch to some high school kids watching Invincible's latest heroics on social media while we see Amber checking her phone to see that Mark's 20 minutes late again. He apologizes, but Amber's about had it. Does she already know that he's invincible at this point?
It seems like it. Like the first time it happened, the camera like panned to her, and she kind of gave this look. So it's like it seems more like she knows or has an inkling, suspicion.
Oh, feel it. Yeah, I heard the buffering, but he's back clear. Cool. Good, good, good. Make sure we're not buffering. What's up, Iron Joe? I see you out there. Good to see you. Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh man, getting back into Invincible. How do you like the comparison about like Titan burning down the apartments because his boss made him, and Invincible knocking down the apartments from his fight with the baddie? Like at least Titan gave up some ends to help relocate those people that he made homeless. Like I guarantee Mark didn't pony up anything after ruining all those people's homes.
Doubt it, 100%.
Like, I mean, yeah, Titan's going in there doing gangster stuff, burning people out of their homes, but Mark's doing the same thing. Basically, when he's fighting and knocking these villains through apartment buildings and knocking down apartment buildings, he's doing the same thing. These people are now homeless, and you know Mark's not paying any cash for that. So I don't know. I kind of like that little vibe they did back and forth on that. When Omni Man dropped that villain, did he actually ever catch him? Like they were both sitting there and like they really showed his blasé attitude towards the lives of others. Like Invincible just kept looking like you're gonna catch him, right? He's like, yeah. You think he ever caught that dude?
I think because his son was there, he caught him. If his son was not there, he would not have caught that villain.
He just let him splat and let another one be gone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was insane. But we see Titan's really not a bad guy. Just got caught up in a no-win situation. And why didn't he just knock out Isotope and rip Metalhead's like head off his body? Like it seems like he could have handled this situation by himself, didn't it?
You need the villains to stay alive so you can have a sequel.
I was like, the way he went in and took out the bad guys' headquarters all by himself. I was like, you couldn't just take out these two dipshits by yourself. Like, what's up? I didn't get it. But Mark's out training with his dad, trying to save the planet from a huge asteroid. And why was he so happy his dad let him go on the date when he was already so late that it didn't matter? Like 2 hours late to meet the mom, he would have been better off just not showing up at all, wouldn't he?
Even I would have tried. I would have been like, let me at least try and just make him a reasonable excuse. Like I showed up late. But damn it. Damn it.
Oh man, call your insurance company. Saving the world is dirty work. I'm telling you. Yeah, heroes don't kill people, and there is nothing heroic about Omni Man, as we soon to find out. But Mark almost tells Amber why he was so late. And again, does she already know, or just kind of waiting for him to tell her who she really is? Like, it seems like she does know, and like that's the whole thing. She just wants him to be honest with her, and he's not. Like, is that the deal, or is she just kind of on the fence, like maybe knows?
Yeah, it's like what you first said. Like she's just waiting for him to be completely honest. And the longer he waits, the
The
worse
worse
it
it's gonna get.
gets.
Yep. Titan's at home holding his baby girl and comes up with a plan to get out of the hole that he's in when he sees Invincible flying another bad guy off to jail. And it's like, this guy seems pretty smart. I don't understand how he hadn't gotten himself out of this problem by himself already. But back at home, Debbie's remembering the night that she brought Omni Man back from the hospital, and he was adamant about getting his suit back. And now she has dark blood in her head, and she knows her husband is lying about something. Like, does Debbie already know what's going on, or is she still kind of hoping for the best and hoping she's wrong?
She just hoped that she is wrong. It's like she knows he killed him at this rate. It
Like,
seems longer like it. But she just wondering, come on, maybe it's not. Like, why was Damien Darkblood like so adamant that he did something?
exactly. How whack are Eve's parents? Like, they hear she broke up with Rex because he cheated on her, and they tell her to go back with him. Like, what losers? And then how, like, are they not aware that Eve seems to be twice as powerful as Rex? Like, she doesn't need him at all. Like, why are they so lost? What's up with her parents?
I guess I have to have like a kid to like understand this or so. Like, I don't know. It's like, granted, your kid has like powers, but that's still your kid, and you still want your kid to be safe.
Yeah, that is. I mean, I guess he's just a dad worried about her, but
Mm-hmm.
like she's twice as strong as Rex, and like he's tripping, I think. And then once you hear they cheat on her, and you just tell her like, "Oh well, guys do stuff. Just go get over it, go back with them." Like,
And
what?
that was really a dumb response from the
That was
parent.
horrible. I was like, "Come on, that's not a loving father. That's an idiot." But that was an amazing mic drop moment when she like cut the family photo in half, creating that door to fly out, and then slam it in her dad's face while he was still yelling. Like, she's got some pretty dope superpowers.
Like she didn't just slam it. She like created a new door and just
Like, you put that
it was
wall back.
crazy.
Oh, she's insane with hers.
Oh my gosh, imagine that. Like you're about to like open a door and then you like your kid mad at you just like seals it up so you can't even like leave the room.
Oh, it'd be amazing. I'm telling you. Yeah, I think she's got some of the best powers the more and more I see her. But we
Hmm.
got Invincible flying through the air and sees his name painted on a roof, and Titan wants a meeting to ask for his help, but Invincible thinks like this plight is beneath him, and isn't being like part of being a hero helping like the weakest among us?
Yeah, but it's like who you said, who's this coming from? Omni Man.
Yeah, that's his dad, more his dad talking than him.
Hmm.
And then Invincible sees the truth of the problem and goes home to talk it over with Dad, who is in no way supportive of this idea. And he says, like, this is beneath him, but he also says that if he goes through with this, he's going to learn a very painful lesson. Did his dad already know what was going to happen, like, and who he was really dealing with?
That I wonder when I watched it a second time. I'm like, did he know like this was gonna go that route? Because like you don't even know him. How could you like trust him? Like it could just blow up in your face, which I believe it did.
Exactly. And like the way he said, you're going to learn a very painful lesson. Like, is he the one that even got Battle Beast to be in there to really show him a lesson? Like, how
Oh
much
my
did he really
gosh,
know?
BJ, don't go like that.
I'm telling you, like he told him, you're going to learn a painful lesson, and the only one that was really going to be strong enough to teach him that lesson was Battle Beast. So was his dad, and he saw his dad was there watching it all. So do you think his dad is the one that maybe brought the Battle Beast into it?
If so, then oh my gosh, I gotta put like Omni Man a bit like 2 points down in my list of favorite characters in the show. Because just that beat down alone was like, oh my gosh, is he dead?
Dude, that was ruthless. This was definitely my favorite episode so far. It was amazing. Art Jones says new spinoff show idea: the people who fix up and clean up after the superheroes create disasters. Isn't there already a spinoff like that? Like some kind of thing about people that come around and clean up all the aftermath when superheroes have those fights? I thought I heard there was some kind of show out there like that. I'm not looking at that. I think this would be better as a regular TV show. Not a fan of cartoons since CGI was perfected. Yeah,
They
you can,
tried to make this a live adaptation several times, but they kept getting denied to the point that then they did it animated and they got approved. So
just because
you
it's
could have
bloody,
had a celebrity.
probably because it's so bloody and so gory, like doing real life. Like I don't know. I actually like it though. I mean, I don't know. The cartoon doesn't really bother me that much. I like it. It's a sweet show. It's got me
If
really.
they greenlit Mortal Kombat, they could have greenlit this.
That's true. Oh, Team comes back from a so-called win and wants to celebrate, but Black Samson's not having it. He had a lot of nerve breaking like everybody's beer bottle like that. The way he like high pitched it and busted everybody's bottle in their hand. I've been like, mother, like, why is he such a party pooping dickhead? He was like, I mean, he was kind of right, but what a shit way to go about it. Like, he's definitely proven he would have been a shit team leader, no?
Who again?
Black Samson, like the team comes back in and like they
Oh
won.
yeah.
He's like, dude, people are still in the hospital and we're a bunch of 6 different assholes out there. Like what? And he was trying to say the same thing, but the way he went about it, like he would have been a terrible team leader, I think.
Yeah, you should say it differently. Because even then, even trying to explain, even like show them, like, oh, because of what you did, this whole bus. I think I'm not sure if they all died or they were injured, but still, like,
Yeah, he said
and
they
they
were in the
didn't care.
hospital.
Yeah, but the team just didn't care. They just gotta win regardless. I'm just like, it's the same reason why Batman went after Superman now. There's too much casualties, man. You're reckless.
Exactly. It's like you got to grow up a little bit. They're still team, and they need to turn into the new Globe heroes. But Amber asked Eve if Mark's been acting weird lately, and she said, "You two are close. Does Amber know like Eve's really Adam Eve? Like it was that. What are you gonna like be too busy saving the world line that kind of got me wondering. Like when she said, "What are you gonna be too busy saving the world?" Like I don't know. Does she already know that Eve is Adam Eve as well as Mark being invincible?
At first, I thought so, and then later on, they were like, "Nah, she don't know." I'm like, you are able to figure out Mark, but you couldn't figure out Adam Eve. Like, come
No,
on now. Come on.
yeah, plot armor. But back in the makeshift lab, the remaining Mahler twin completes his clone, and they soon get an unexpected visitor as Robot shows up asking for their help. And Robot's about to clone himself a body, I think, which we definitely see that happen later. Like, what else would he have been doing there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Debbie was pretty smooth sending Omni Man off for like a very specific dinner and having it timed out perfectly so she could like do what she needed to do in the house. Like, this is one smart cookie. Like when she's like, it'll take 20 minutes to get here and then 10 minutes to get there and 30 minutes. Like she had it timed down to the second, like how long she could keep him out of the house for. That was pretty dope.
Like, you're married to like one of the fastest beings on the planet. She had to have done this before.
Like you
She
got to
had
figure
to.
out if you're going to get some privacy, you got to figure out something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, but that was pretty. We see she's actually pretty smart. So that's going to end up being helpful in the end, I think. But then we get Mark finding out why you never plan a date on the same night as you plan on battling supervillains because he thought this would just be a quick one and done job. And little did he know he was about to be in for the fight of his young life because enter Battle Beast. And there were a few other bad guys, but he seemed to be all that really mattered. This Battle Beast was the truth.
Mm-hmm. And I
Dude,
wonder if Man ever faced them before.
if Omni Man has, I don't know. He acts like he kind of acts like no.
If he
I don't know.
has, then he would have been done, killed already. Like,
Omni Man would have handled the beast, right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that would have been over. But I don't know. You think he's going to come back and make an appearance next season?
Of course, he was like in one of the flashes near like the end of the finale. I was like, okay, because I thought he was gonna like be like in the next following episode or so, just to get like some type of revenge or whatever. But nope, next season.
Oh, I can't wait to see him back because yeah, he is one bad mother. But how brutal was that for like his dad to just sit there and watch his son get pulverized like that? Like that's a pretty dick way to say "I told you so."
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that was brutal.
And I
And
thought
then,
he was gonna kill him at one point, which I think
yeah,
he kind of did, and he just came back. Whatever.
like just beat him to within an inch of his life. And then Mark and half the team just got like the capes beat off of them. And I thought like Black Samson and Monster Girl were both dead after their beat downs, but
I kind of wish that they did die, just so they can raise the stakes and thing, just so then they can like fight the villain again. But doesn't seem like so. They just came back.
well, you couldn't have the trope of always having the black guy be the first one dead. And you
I
have
mean, it looked like it built up to that.
and you can't have Monster Girl die because we got to see what's going to happen between her and Robot. So yeah, I don't know. They couldn't do it. They probably thought about it, but they're like, yeah, we can't have this. They would have had to kill off somebody else, like that little shrinking chick. They could have maybe killed her off, but
True. Or duplicate.
exactly. But Cecil asked if Mark is if they're going to make it, and Donald says he's not sure, and Cecil says he's got a sample, get a sample to the lab just in case. And what's that sample going to be used for? Looks like they're getting some of Mark's blood to test.
Because they have to figure out, okay, this is the perfect chance to try to figure out how in the world to kill his father. So get some blood, start studying. And that's actually a smart way to do it.
It's all about taking down Omni Man. Absolutely.
Because I doubt they could get like Omni Man's blood. They probably tried to for years.
It'd be like a Superman, right? Trying to get a
Mm-hmm.
needle through his skin. Like they couldn't even get a needle through Monster Girl's skin. So what are they going to do with Omni Man?
Because it would have been great if they actually had his blood in the past and then just clone him and then control that clone to fight Omni Man.
Celebrity Bikini likes the quaff of your Funko Pop. Oh, superheroes catch a beatdown from time to time. Dude, it seems like Mark does nothing but get his ass beat. Like this guy does nothing but get just beat down, basically, time and time again. Like it's always seeming like it's taking somebody else to actually save him.
Unfortunately.
Is
He
he
is
just,
supposed to be invincible.
oh man, I'll tell you what, that's crazy. Yeah, he's supposed to be invincible, but I mean, can he win a fight? Like, is it he invincible because he can just take beatings like Rocky or what?
Mm-hmm.
But right before passing out, Mark sees his dad hovering up above, and isn't he going to have some questions like why his own father would just sit there and let him take such a beating? Or is he going to be like, oh, well, he told me so, so he just watched me take it? Like, I don't know. Wouldn't that make him think some kind of way?
Maybe.
That's incredible. I don't know. You just sit there and what you're just half dead, and your dad's just sitting there hovering with his arms crossed, like I tried to tell you. Like that's just ruthless. When you know he could have swooped down and saved you at any time. Like, are we heroes or not? Like that's insane. You already got to start having some questions about pops at this point. But in the end, we see Omni Man like may have been right telling his son not to get involved, and it looks like the whole thing was a setup for Titan to take over as the new Kingpin, and that's just ruthless. He's like, "Hope you make it, kid," and walks over him. I was like, again, if this guy was this smart to set all this up, why couldn't he have just taken out like Machine Head and Isotope in the first place? Why do you have to get all these heroes involved?
To make his life easier.
But I mean, he could have done all that, not even had them like even knowing who he was, and his life seems like it would have been even easier still. But now they all know he's going to be down there doing bad stuff. They're going to know where he's at, and I don't know. Seems like I don't know. That just makes me think that maybe his dad is actually the one that kind of came in there and set all like the mains of all this up, like told him what to do and how to do it. And his dad like set him up to be the new kingpin. Because if, like I said, if he was smart enough to do this on his own, why even get the heroes involved?
I don't think so. I think he would have revealed it if it was him, though.
That's crazy. I just don't get it. But well, I'm sure we're going to get a lot more of him next season. But in an extra scene, we see that Mark's blood sample has been taken to the lab to be tested, and it seems no matter what they try, Vitramite cells just don't give a damn. They will not die. And Donald says to keep trying. He feels like the blood will be the answer. And answer to what? Is like, well, to how to finally beat Omni-Man, of course, right? Like that's
Mm-hmm.
what they're testing it for.
Has to be.
What do you think of this episode overall?
This episode, it was a good episode. But then next episode came along and I'm like, what am I watching? Why am I here?
Oh, you weren't feeling it? The Godfather way, you're not supposed to get your hands dirty. I guess so. That's just, that's ruthless, though. Like I said, if he was that smart, figure it out. But yeah, he definitely got everybody else to do his bidding. Shows he is the true boss. He wins by losing. I guess so, man. That kid, he's learning how to take a beating. That's for sure. We know he knows how to take a beating. It is insanity. So we're going to jump right into episode 6, and it says, "You look kind of dead." And this week opens up on a college campus with a drunk frat daddy dipshit getting abducted for a scientific experiment, and looks like it's going to be a mad scientist episode. And how gruesome was that when he like ripped out this kid's vocal cords while showing he already had like a metal claw in the stump of his arm? Like, this is just a gruesome cartoon.
Like, one, the guy was a douchebag, but then what happened to him, I was like, damn. This why that was just overdoing it.
Oh, that was just ruthless, dude. Just instantly ripped that stump. Like, yeah, that guy's nuts.
And I think this was the episode where it took like 20 minutes or so minutes in, and then finally they reveal like the whole title of the show, Invincible. Like,
The
this
long
is good.
one. Yep. And then when we rush into the ER where Monster Girl and Invincible are in rough shape, Monster Girl is like drowning in her own blood, and the doctors can't even get a needle in her arm. And luckily, Robot had such a major crush on her and has studied her physiology extensively. So he's like the only one who even knows how to save her. Like without him, she'd be dead already, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's kind of crazy. Like he's all psycho stalker, but basically being a psycho stalker is going to save her life. That's insane. Actually, didn't they do this one right at the beginning? Wasn't this like right when he was making the kid? And he's like, when he was making that guy, he's like, "I'm gonna make you better. I'm gonna make you." And then went to Invincible. Wasn't it like?
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Now
I
I'm
think
confused now.
I thought it was right out of the gate in this one. Like that's what I was sitting here thinking when I was just talking. I was like, wasn't this one actually really quick? Yeah, I might have to check that out. But Black Samson also seems to be alive, but barely. Like somehow the electricity shock combined with his super suit like revived him, but not only revived him, you got him and his powers. Like that's one hell of a suit he has, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, so he just need to get a beat down to gain his abilities back. Interesting.
Yeah, or get shocked. Like it just took like a little electricity and he's back up and running. Like and with his powers, like what kind of suit was that he was wearing?
Supposed to pretty much imitate his actual powers, but
He get that shit from Wakanda or what?
it was Wakanda look way cooler.
I'm telling you. But Mark's in terrible shape, and the doc says luckily whatever tore him up was sharp. Is that a clue to the type of weapon that they might be getting that's going to be strong enough to actually take down Omni-Man?
That was what I was thinking. I'm like, this is what you need. Hopefully it works. If not, go to a different planet.
Bring back the Battle Beast. But Mark feels terrible about what happened to the team, and especially Samson and Monster Girl. And his mom says it's not his fault, but he kind of turns away, feeling as though it is. And kind of a gray area with that. Like if he would have listened to his dad, it wouldn't have happened. But it comes down to, are you a hero or aren't you? Like if so, you really don't get to pick and choose when to be heroic, despite what his father thinks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
It's like the superhero things is just like a gray area in the show.
it's like, yeah, it's like, I mean, yeah, maybe it is your fault, but I mean, that's what you do. You're heroes and you get into it. So I don't know. You shouldn't feel that bad about it. But Omni-Man wants a crack at Dark Blood to make him talk, and Cecil said that would be an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. Did he just claim that Darkwing's as powerful as Omni-Man?
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
I mean, isn't that what that basically he's saying? So it's like, but if that's the case and he's so worried about it, then why would he have ever banished him back to hell?
Exactly.
That doesn't make sense. But Amber's kind of a hard ass. Like her boyfriend, who is obviously like banged up pretty bad, and tells her that he got hit by a bus and he still has to like grovel for missing the last date. Like that's a bit harsh, no?
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous. I was like, come on, girl, he's up a little bit. Like, can the man get any tender loving care? He just got beat and broke down. Come on.
It's like every episode or so, it's like I'm a fan of Amber, then it's just declining.
Oh man, it turns into an Iris situation. It's like, why are you like that? Stop it.
Don't bring up Iris, man. I'm still in therapy over Iris, man. We are the Flash. Get out of here.
I can't stand that character. It's the worst. Back at school, Mark's apologizing to William for not being around much lately and asks if he wants to hang out on Friday. And Will says no can do. He has a hot date. Remember Rick? So Mark asks if he can tag along because he thinks it'd be a great way to get him and Amber back on track, which, okay, my man's thinking right. So I like that. But when Mark's packing for the trip, Eve shows up. And what was like the real reason Eve was there? Like, she actually seemed a little bit shocked when Mark said like he was taking Amber away for the weekend, because the last thing she heard was Amber saying that she was dumping him. And like also the way she thought, like, I thought you tried to talk me out of, Rex would have. It seems like she's already kind of placing Mark in the boyfriend spot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you think the real reason she showed up there for? Was she ready to hook up and try to make a thing happen?
That's it. It's pretty much like she knows she's friend zone, but hey, there's a way out of it. And that's what you got to do.
It's like, you don't look that good and stay in the friend zone. I'm going to figure this one out. Oh, man. But as soon as Mark leaves Debbie, Debbie turns cold. Like, as soon as Mark leaves, Debbie turns cold as ice on Omni-Man. Like, he suspects she may be onto him and checks his hidden suit to see if it's still there. And again, why would he keep it there? He could bury that thing on the top of some mountain no one has ever climbed before. Like, he's basically begging to be caught, isn't he? Which you kind of find out later he did want to be caught.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, why would he ever? I mean, all the places in literally the world or in space he could put it, and he leaves it here. Like, that's just crazy to me. Like, obviously he wanted to get caught. And how great would it be, like we were talking about earlier with Adam and Eve, like when somebody's sitting there yelling at you and you just have the power to recreate a wall in between you. Like, her dad is an ass, but I don't know. He's not wrong to worry about his baby girl and being on her own and getting hurt, but I don't know. He doesn't have superpowers, so he probably doesn't understand it, but he is just an ass. That would be amazing, just to be able to bring up walls and shut them up when you wanted to.
Yep.
Like, can you even imagine just doing that to your parents?
I'm telling you, like, she dead reminds me of the Scarlet Witch, Wanda.
A little bit. Like, you think she still has even more powers? Like, she's even stronger than she knows about?
Probably. Just get her that pissed off, and it's over.
Well, Eve's dad was saying, like, the worst day of his life is when she got her powers. Like, when, and more importantly, how did she get her powers?
That's another thing the show, like, really hasn't elaborated. It's like, do people just, like, wake up with their abilities, get bit by a radioactive spider? Like, what is it?
Like, how did this even happen? Like, yeah. So when he said that, I was like, what? She didn't always have them? Like, well, how did she get her powers? What do you mean that was the worst day of your life? What happened? Like, you can't just leave me hanging with that. Like, tell me something.
Mm-hmm.
How does Eve, like, keep her identity secret when her dad's always out in the lawn, like, screaming at the top of his lungs for Samantha to get her feet back down on the ground? Like, how has this girl kept her anonymity?
We've been asking that for, like, since the beginning of the show.
That's just insane. Like, her dad's not even trying to help. Like, just sitting there screaming at her at the top of his lungs while she's sitting there flying right in front of her neighbors. Like, you know, her whole neighborhood knows. So how is it not out by now? That's just crazy. But Rick gives a tour of the campus and arranges for the group to sit in on a medical class. And here they have a little run-in with D.A. Sinclair, the mad doctor. Unfortunately for Rick, he is now on D.A.'s radar. So that's going to be a problem later. We already know. And Eve finds a new spot to call home. And to be able to create anything you want like that, I mean, does she not just have the dopest superpower?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just makes her own spot up in the tree, up in the hills, like anything she wants, wherever she wants it. Dude, I'm loving her superpowers.
You don't have to, like, buy a house. You don't have to buy a car. It's like, just imagine it, boom, done.
Yeah, just make everything. Like, are you kidding me? So Mark and Amber give Will and Rick some alone time and roam the college campus alone to see what it's really like. And Mark decides this is what he wants and says the two of them should both enroll here. Like, he's really trying to take that next step, isn't he?
Yep.
And just as they're meeting back up with Will and Rick, there's an explosion and a robot crawls out of the ground and Mark's ready to go invincible on it, but Amber yells out and it snaps him back to reality. And he has to remember that supposedly nobody knows who he is yet. So he has to hero another way and kind of starts helping some of the fallen people to surface space. And I don't know. It's like this girl has to know who he is by now, which really makes it just weird at the end of this from here on out. But The Robojock grabs Rick and then is about to punch out William when Invincible shows up in the nick of time and stops the punch. And as William just sits there with zero survival skills, just sitting underneath these two guys fighting, he notices a familiar face. He's like, Mark? I'm like, is this your best friend and you're just now noticing that they look exactly alike? Come on.
Exactly.
It's like, bring it back.
At least he has a mask on, as opposed to Adam Eve and his father, who don't, and no one has like put two and two together.
Yeah, he's already said like, oh, and that mustache. Like, I mean, it's already got something recognizable, and for some reason, Nope just doesn't get it. But while fighting, Mark rips off Robojock's helmet, and it seems to like somewhat release his mind, and it can now see itself for what it really is, a monster. So it jumps up in there looking like it's about to attack Mark, but instead impales itself on the lawn art, and he'd rather die than live out whatever life that was like to be like. Can you imagine, like, you open your eyes and you're that thing?
Oh my gosh. Like, honestly, I would try to like rob the bank or something.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to have some kind of superpowers and seems to be pretty strong, but man, yeah, I don't know. That's pretty ruthless. So William is, of course, all verklempt over what all has transpired in the last 10 minutes, but Mark says you cannot tell anybody. And when Amber and Rick run over, Amber, like, asks, who was that? And Will says, Invincible. Like, how does she not even know who Invincible is at this point? Like, is she just playing dumb?
Exactly. She has to be.
Like, that just makes no sense. And why was Amber so mad at Mark? She's like all yelling at him, like, you said you wanted to start over, then you do this? Like, what did he do that was so bad? Like, he said he went for help. Like, why was she tripping so hard?
Now, here's the thing now. If she knew that he was invincible already, she would know why he ran away.
Yeah.
Like, that's like one thing that irks me.
The whole thing was just kind of crazy. I don't know. It was ridiculous.
Because in reality, he never truly ran away. He came back. He just put on his suit.
Yeah, it's like, come on. I mean, yeah, for her to get that mad over that, like, unless it's just the fact that he hasn't told her, but still, it's just like, she has to understand. Like, come on. Iron Tron says, I want a superpower too, but none of the spider bites are working.
You got to jump in a vat of toxic waste. That's what you got to do.
Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. She is the Warhammer Titan. Feel it? Oh, no, you got the powers. Oh, Celebrity Bikini says, if I had a superpower, I'd like to be able to heal people. Seems most practical. There you go. Man trying to save the world from another side. Love it.
I would abuse that so much. I'll heal you, but first, pay up.
But first, pay up. He says, I'm that guy. Oh, back at the Pentagon Hospital, a beaten and mostly destroyed robot busts in with a rare flower to give Monster Girl a 60% better chance at survival. He said it was well guarded. Are we ever going to find out what this secret place in the Arctic is he had to go to get that?
I'm not sure. Because the way they could revisit it. It would be interesting. Because maybe you have to go back to that place in Antarctica just to figure out, okay, how on earth are we going to, like, cure Monster Girl?
Like, that's where he got that. He knew to go there to get that flower, and he said it was well guarded. Why is it so well guarded? What's actually going on up there? Inquiring minds need to know.
Because he said like it was supposed to help with because of a curse. So it's like, was she there at one point or something? Like,
it's just like this magic flower that grows there has some kind of special potency in it, some seed that will help heal her. But I want to know who's growing this special stuff and why do they have magic flowers up there that they're guarding so well?
I wish in season 2 they do like more world building on this like Earth. Like what makes it different from ours? Because if they got this flower there, you got humans like waking up with abilities. Like, what is it?
Yeah. And also, Robot has drones and body doubles. Like, what's up with this cat? Like, he's having bodies built. He's already got drones and body doubles. Like, what is up with Robot? Like, who is he for real?
He's a host, DJ. What do you expect? You got to have doubles upon doubles upon doubles. Has Ford ever taught you anything?
Iron Tron says you take your payment in Funkos. Samson also seems to be healing, and he has some questions about Robot's intentions. Like, he wants to know why he cares so much for Monster Girl and why a robot has feelings at all, which is some pretty good questions. It's like, you're a robot. You're not supposed to have feelings. Like, what's really going on with you, Cat? Like, he knows something's up with this robot character. And it looks like Debbie pulled a fast one. She switched the contents of that bag and took Omni Man's suit to be analyzed by Art. So that was pretty damn ballsy. But again, this girl is smart. But that was so creepy to see Omni Man was just outside while Debbie and Art were going over the suit. Like, does Omni Man have super hearing? Could he hear them talking underground?
That is something I want to know. It's like, because every time I see Omni Man, I'm just like thinking of Superman, and it's like, does he exactly have like the same thing? If so, he probably heard everything.
That's like, and if he could hear everything, then Art was pretty smart saying he was too scared to talk to anyone. Like, saying that may have saved his life.
Mm-hmm.
But Amber's still acting out, saying there's like no way she's sharing a room with Mark and throws his bags at him. Only problem is, like, that was Rick's room. Like, why is she acting so extra? This girl.
Mm-hmm. Again, it was this episode, or it was either this or next episode, where I was like, I can't stand her anymore.
Yeah, it's just too much. It's like, what are you doing? And then we see Eve out there just living her best life. Like, she seems to be happy in her new role. Like, she's doing it. Like, all the pain that Mark's going through, Eve's the exact opposite. She's living life. The robot's learning how annoying it can be trying to use criminals to get a job done, and the Mahler twins try to alter the deal, but Robot's not having it. They don't trust him either, and they want some insurance and decide to grab a shovel. Like, did you have any idea what they were trying to do with it, what they were going digging for?
No idea.
Like, not when it first played. Like, what are they grabbing a shovel for? Like, what are they trying to dig up? And why was Mark so hell bent on going after Amber? Like, his friend just told him that his boyfriend was abducted, and he wasn't doing shit but just lying there and moping. Now all of a sudden, like, now that he's actually needed, like, he's in this big rush to go after Amber. What was that all about?
Mm-hmm. He's just too much in his feels.
Yeah, a teenage boy. I don't know. That's something. I was like, what the hell? You weren't doing nothing but sitting there being mopey, and like now your boy needs help, and now you got to rush after her. Like, what the hell? But it looks like Black Samson is doing better than ever, and he seems to have recovered better than before even he had powers. And that must have been like, again, that must have been one hell of a suit to be able to rejuvenate not just him, but actually give him his powers back. Like, I want to know what was in that suit.
By chance. Oh, who knows? Maybe it was by Kukanda.
I'm telling you. But Art's getting ready to close up shop, and after Debbie leaves, when he looks up and sees Omni Man, and didn't you just think it was going to be curtains for poor Art right then and there? Like, I thought he was a goner the way Omni Man.
So did I. Like, he really must love him to the point that he did not kill him.
Oh, I was tripping. I was like, it is curtains for this poor bastard. And he didn't even do nothing. I was like,
Having a drink with them, everything, and nope, still alive. I'm like, oh shoot.
I'm telling you, that was crazy. And how crazy was William when, like, he sees that Rick was probably abducted and taken down into the sewers, so he's just going to jump down there and follow? Like, why not call your superhero best friend? Like, are you nuts? You're just going to, nah, I'll do it myself. I'll just climb down this creepy sewer by myself and go after him. Like, what? That made no sense to me. And it was lucky William was able to get that call off to Mark. Like, it almost still didn't work. But, of course, our hero gets there just in the nick of time. And, I mean, yeah, it was pretty gruesome. Like, that guy took no time at all just taking that razor and going over to cut old boy's arm. Like, he's just gruesome, ready to get it. But as usual, Invincible starts out by getting his ass whooped, and he is just constantly taking L's. Like, he barely survived the one, and now there's three of them that are new and improved after DA made some adjustments. Like, how's he ever supposed to get through that?
Now I wonder, like, did he kidnap more people, or he just had these people there already?
Yeah, didn't you notice, like, every time they were walking around campus, there was more and more missing signs of students?
But I thought those were like the failed ones. Because remember in the beginning of the episode, there was like more bodies like hanging stuff. So it's like, it looked like they were failed attempts, or maybe they're just inactive.
Yeah, no, it was like, I think like they showed one and then they go through and then there'd be like two pictures up there and then there'd be like three pictures up there. So I think it was showing that he was actively still taking people. But again, it looks like Invincible's done for. And when William reminds Rick of the greatest sex they had down by the water, and that seemed to be a strong enough memory to snap Rick out of it. And he hits and helps our so-called hero out. But again, if Rick doesn't wake up right there, it's pretty much curtains for Invincible, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Done.
Like,
Finito.
what kind of hero is this kid? Is he a hero? I mean, he's trying, but my God. But it works, and they nab the bad guy. And after all that, it seemed Invincible was like apologizing for hitting him so hard for that last little smack he gave him. I was like, shit, if that was me, he'd be lucky if he still had any teeth left. Like, I would not be apologizing. I was like, you son of a, look what you did. But Cecil says he's going to lock him up and throw away the key, but he seems a little too impressed with this psychopath. Like, the way he said, especially in a sewer, seems like he's going to see what he can do in a real lab to me.
Exactly. He's just it's like he's pretty much creating his own Avengers team just to take down.
Yeah, his own Black Avengers, exactly. So yeah, you already know that he's not locking this guy up. He's going to put him to work. You can tell by the way he was looking at him and talking about him. It was a cool little mashup showing the different situations that our heroes were in. Like Mark's weekend with Amber was a total bust, and Omni-Man's about to have to face the music with Debbie, but Eve's out there still seemingly loving her new role. She's still out there living her best life, so that was kind of a cool little mashup. And as soon as Omni-Man gets in the house, like Debbie just goes in on him, like, why'd you do it? And he tries to deny it, but she's not having it. Like, he breaks the bottle and punches a hole in the wall and fade to black. Like, the way he's acting, it seems like he actually really does have love for his wife, or is he just irritated that he's actually going to have to deal with this now?
I think he actually loves his wife.
He really does. Like, when it comes down, he really does have the feels for his family.
Mm-hmm.
I think, well, we're going to find out next season, but man, I'll tell you what, that's some, we're going to get into it next episode, but my goodness. So we get one last extra scene and see that the Mahler twins were grabbing the shovel, or we see what they were grabbing the shovel for, and looks like they're going to try to resurrect the immortal. Like, what kind of plans are they going to have for this guy?
Crazy.
And like we'll find out a little more about that next episode. Like I said, we've seen it all the way to the end, but yeah, right now they're kind of leaving us like, how are they going to put the immortal back together? Are they going to use their cloning machines or what? But then
that's what I thought.
Yeah, exactly. But comes to find out, that's kind of the deal they had with robots. So, pretty tight. I mean, this was kind of a crazy episode, like the Mad Scientist episode. But I really like the one before it with Titan going gangster on him and Titan using him, like ended up using the heroes for his own means.
Like the college episode, everything dealing with the college felt like, okay, why am I here? And then later episode, you're like, okay, so this is why we're here. But still, why are we here? You could have done something else.
Oh man, Iron Throne hashtag save art, man. I think he's gonna make it. I think he's gonna actually pull through somehow. Is Invincible the new Iran? Details at Anime News at 11.
I still gotta finish watching Attack on Titan.
Oh man, absolutely. Yeah, I've never really watched any of the animes, but I am digging this one. Yeah, like I said, even though it's a cartoon, not bothering me too much. I'm getting down on it. Loving the Invincible, and we're gonna be finishing up. I don't know. You're gonna be around Saturday to be able to pop it, or we're gonna have to save this one for next Tuesday.
Saturday. Let's kill it. Let's finish it.
Knock it out. The last two finale episodes. So yeah, we'll knock this out on Saturday, and probably what around 5:30ish, 5 maybe. So 8:30 your time?
Sure.
All right. So right about that time, we'll knock that out, do the final two episodes. Hope everybody out there is having an absolutely fantastic week, and it only gets better from here. Thanks for stopping in, everybody. We'll see you on Saturday.